On March 6, 2004, something happened that not only defied science, but would change the world forever.
Is that you, Skiddy?
You got one?
Oh, hey, Zane.
No. But, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to, I'm considering this the life of Skiddy. It's actually going to be like a film of my life. I'm very excited. It's something I've been wanting to do. And this is really just the beginning of it. So I have my mom with me. And most people don't know about my story or how I was born or anything. So this is it. So yeah.
All right, Zane. So where do you want me to start? You want me to just to tell them?
I wasn't born. You knew about me, so tell them the story you always tell people.
All right, I sure can. Well, hello, everyone. This is my sweet son, Zane. I also call him my miracle child because he truly is a miracle. This is Zane when he was a baby. Isn't he cute? Look at him, the sparkly eyes and the smile. But I will say this, prior to me having you, Zane, I had 2 miscarriages. And so I was high risk. And so when I was expecting you, the doctors told me you were not supposed to be here. They told me that I was going to have a molar pregnancy and basically you weren't going to develop, and so they sent me to a high-risk doctor. And also, during my pregnancy, I had a lot of sickness. I didn't have any of that with any of my other pregnancies, but this particular one was the toughest pregnancy I had. I was experiencing a lot of things that I didn't experience with my other pregnancies. But the most scariest time was when they told me I was high risk and they sent me to a high risk doctor. It was at that time I was very early pregnant, and even at the high risk doctor, they were doing the ultrasounds, and they were just about to tell me that they didn't see the fetal pole. They didn't see the baby in there. And I remember looking at my monitor, and the technician was looking at her monitor, and I was looking, and I thought, no, I prayed. I know what I prayed, because when I had the other 2 miscarriages, I remember praying and crying out to God. I said, God, if it's your will, give me a child that I can carry that'll be healthy. So I knew when I was pregnant with Zane, I knew, since I prayed the will of God, he was going to be here. No matter what the doctor said, he was going to be here. So all this bad news was given to me, and I still had faith. I still believed. I'm like, there's no way this child is going to be here. I know what I prayed. I know what I believed. So here I am in the high-risk office, and the technician's looking at her monitor, and I'm looking at mine, and she's scanning across, and she says, you know, I see the sac, but I'm not seeing the fetal pole. I'm not seeing it. She's scanning, and I remember looking at the monitor, and as I'm looking, I'm staring really close at my monitor, and I see this little speck that seemed kind of off to the side. And I asked the technician, I said, what is this? So she looked at my monitor to see exactly where I was pointing. She now went to her monitor and started scanning and zooming in on that side. And it was at that moment she said, that's the fetal pole. So I knew right then everything was going to be all right. And I love to tell that story because I feel like at that moment, it's like Zane was just hanging on, like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm here to stay. So fast forward, when further along in my pregnancy, I had a couple scares where I had some issues where I thought maybe I could have lost him. But then again, the devil tried, but God is still on the throne. So I survived those things, and Zane was all right. When it got close, well, it was getting closer. I was in my 2nd trimester, going into my 3rd trimester, really. And my water broke at 29 weeks. 29 weeks my water broke, which means I was very early to have him. I started having contractions, and I went to the doctor, and they tested me. They said, oh, you're going to be in the hospital on bed rest. Your water broke. You cannot be home. We got to keep you in the hospital. because you're already high risk. So they admitted me in the hospital. Couldn't get out of bed for nothing. High risk pregnancy. Stayed there on bed rest. Zane was actually born at 32 weeks, which was 2 months early. Doctors told me when I first went into the hospital at 29 weeks and I was contracting, they were trying to stop the contractions at that point. They told me if I had Zane at that point, he would be 2 pounds 6 ounces or 2 pounds 8 ounces. Again, I remember praying and crying out to God and asking him, let Zane be 2 pounds 8 ounces. Just give him 2 more ounces. The next day they took me for a special ultrasound. To their surprise, he was actually 3 pounds 6 ounces. So they thought perhaps I had my dates wrong. However, because I had seen the high-risk doctor, all of that was on file, so the dates were not mixed up. I was just blessed that Zane was already 3 pounds 6 ounces.
And I was born on March 6th.
He was born on March 6th.
That's wild.
So after being on bed rest for over a month, I had Zane. Zane was born 32 weeks. He was 4 pounds 8 ounces. Little tiny, I call him a little string bean, little tiny baby. Tiny's one in the nursery at that point. He was in NICU for 3 weeks. He had to learn how to suck. And what I learned is that babies actually develop the sucking motion while they're in the womb. So when they're born full term, they already know how to suck. And it's important to suck to be able to thrive. So because he was so tiny, he was in NICU for 3 weeks. He didn't have to be on oxygen. He didn't have to be in the incubator. He only had like the CPAP for 1 night because he was grunting, they said a little bit. He was grunting. But God is so kind. He was 4 pounds 8 ounces. And it's amazing. And then after he was born, someone actually prophesied over Zane and told him that God was going to use him, that he's a miracle, and God was going to use him to reach many around the world. And I am seeing this manifest in him. I'm seeing his visions. I'm seeing his motivation. I'm seeing the enthusiasm. I'm seeing his love for Christ. And I'm seeing all of that manifest in him. So he truly is a miracle of God. He truly is our miracle. And he's my rainbow baby. He is my rainbow baby. And I couldn't thank God enough.
Well, that's a good story. That's
So I
good.
love you, Zane.
Yeah, I love you too. And I wasn't saying that I didn't have her come on here just to, make it, just really focused on me, but more so just to encourage anyone out there who may be going through the same situation, and also just show that, when you have a belief in God, and for something greater, that it does come into fruition.
It does.
As long as you keep at it. And like I said, man, this is the backstory and the very, very beginning of the life of, my name is Zane, but Skiddy, and yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Well, God says, if you have faith of that of a mustard seed, anything you ask in my name, if it's my will, it shall be done. So I had that faith, and I knew God was not a God that he would lie. I knew that he would answer my prayer, and I knew that you were supposed to be here. No matter what the doctor said, I knew that you were supposed to be here. And he was healthy, and he's so tall and healthy and everything, so it's just amazing.
Yeah.
So be encouraged, really be encouraged. Anybody that could be going through something, just you have to trust God, have faith. Have faith.
Yeah. But, thanks for sharing the story. Hopefully that
You're
helps
welcome.
someone. Like I said, I love you too.
I love you too.
And yeah.
Proud of
that's it.
you.
Oh, well, thank you,
Doing
Mom.
great things.
Yeah, thank you, Mom.